Welcome to Quality Branding Hub. The channel is for the quality control engineer, site engineer and the civil engineer who are working in the construction field. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Today also I am going to discuss about a very important topics about the concrete. That is why the placement temperature of the concrete is important for the concrete strength and the durability, because it is extremely important. If we cannot maintain or you cannot manage the placement temperature, the effect can be devastating. So in today's video I will discuss each and everything about why the placement temperature of concrete is important and why you need to do it very carefully. So stay tuned until then to get the full information, and if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is why the placement temperature of concrete is extremely important. Now before that we need to understand what is the concrete and what is the chemical reaction. See, concrete is the homogeneous material of coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, cement and the water. So what is happening, the coarse aggregate, fine aggregate and cement as a binder, they bind together and they make a hardened paste and homogeneous paste that we call concrete. Now what is the chemical reaction? In short, what it's called is the hydration of cement. But if you want to know more about the chemical reaction in between water and cement, I have made a detailed video. The link is in the description box. Please check, you will get the full information. Now for the today's video, what is happening, we have four components into the cement, that is C3S, C2S, C3A and C4AF. So whenever water is added into the mix, these four components start reacting with the water, but their reaction rate is not the same. The reaction has started with C3S, then C2S, and these C3S and C2S are primarily responsible for the strength gain. So what is happening, the C3S for the rapid strength gain within the 7 days, whatever the strength we are getting due to the reaction with C3S. From 7 to 20 days, the reaction in between C2S and water. So what is happening, when C3S is start reacting with the water, they form the CHA gel, which is a hardened one, and it gives the strength. And this reaction is called the exothermic reaction. And what is the exothermic reaction? That means in the reaction where heat is generating, that called the exothermic reaction. So whenever we are adding water into the mix, whenever it start reacting with the cement, with the C3S, the heat is producing, and whenever the heat is producing, the temperature of the mix is increasing. Now this is challenging for us to maintain the temperature of the mix, because if the temperature is more, then it's become a problem for the quality control. So what can be happen if the temperature is more? See, it is affect the setting time, accelerate hydration process. So if the placing temperature is more, so accelerate process will be more. It's a rapid hardening will start. So the heat generation will be more. Now if the heat is more and the outside temperature or the environment temperature is less, what is happening, the first law of thermodynamics, that is heat loss and heat gain. So from the more heat place, that heat will transfer to the environment, and what is happening, we will say that's perfectly fine, the heat will dissipate it to the environment and our concrete will be cooler. No, it's not like that. Whenever the heat is dissipating to the environment from the concrete core, they whenever they are going outside, they make a crack. That's called the thermal crack or the plastic shrinkage cracks during the early age. So these cracks is very much dangerous. Why? If this crack is there, that means it is the weak spot, and the weak spot for what is the chemical iron like sulfate, chlorine, carbon dioxide, water. It can penetrate inside the concrete. Now if the chlorine and the carbon dioxide, they will start reacting with the concrete and the reinforcement bar. So what will happen, the corrosion will come. If sulfur is coming, then this ettringite will form, and again there will be more cracks. So what is happening, the concrete strength and the durability will be problem. So that is why the placement temperature is important. Why? because if the placement temperature is lower, then whenever the heat of hydration is in the peak temperature will be more. Suppose you have the placement temperature is 20 degree, maybe the peak temperature will be 50, because the graph is like this. So, but if the temperature of the placement is 30 degree, maybe it will cross 60 degree. So that is why it is important to maintain the placement temperature, because it affects the setting time. If the setting time is accelerating, then the more heat will generate, the cracks will be generated, durability will be problem, and what is happening can cause cold joint if the heat is more. So rapidly it will set. So whenever you are pouring the another case, in the meantime the already poured concrete cross the setting type, so there will be a cold joint. And what is happening in these cases, the crystal form of the concrete is not become the as per the requirement. So there is always again the problem, there will be voids and there will be cracks can be generated. Now if the placement temperature is less than 5 degrees centigrade, that is also a problem. So what is happening? They slow down the hydration process. You will not get the strength, and delay setting and strength gain will be a problem. So your progress will be delayed. So if you are planning for the 10 days or 50 days the cycle of the slab, you will not achieve, and may lead to freezing of water, which can cause cracks. Why? See, when the water inside the concrete is going down the below the 4 degree setting, minus 4 degree, what is happening? It will create ice, and whenever this ice is formed, this ice volume, we know that the much greater than the water volume. So the volume will increase inside the pores of the concrete, and it will generate stress, and the cracks will generate. And if the cracks is there, again it has become the weak point to increase the other chemicals, like as I discussed, sulfur, chloride, carbon dioxide, water inside. So that is all harmful. So that is why you need to maintain the temperature of the placement temperature, because it affects the setting time. So what is the temperature? Normally we are saying 32 degrees, but it is always advisable to keep it 28 to 30 degrees. And in the IS code 7861 part 1 and part 2 that is a hot weather and cold weather concrete. It gives the temperature how you can control during the extreme weather, be it in the hot weather or it is the cold weather. So go to and through these two code IS 7861 and 7861 part 1 part 2, you will get the full information. And for your information, I have made a detailed video on this cold weather concrete as well as the hot weather concrete. The link is there or in the description. Please check, you will get the full information about the cold weather concrete and the hot weather concrete. So this is the effect the setting time. The second point is influence strength development. As I discussed, the high placement temperature cause the, and this is the crystal formation. The crystal formation is not become the more, causing cracks, and it has delayed the strength. It may be early strength or it may be delayed, but the concrete will not be the same. Then increase risk factor. Why? Because it's increasing the risk, because if the concrete placement temperature is high, so all these cracks, the delayed setting or the temperature setting is more, or the setting time is more or the setting time is less, these are all harmful. So risk is there, because if you are designing a building or you are designing a bridge or everything, maybe it's M50 grade of concrete or M60 grade of concrete, but if the placement temperature is not maintaining, what is happening? Your temperature will be a problem, your concrete will be a problem, because it will not gain the strength. And most of the cases, the mass concrete, it is the huge heat is producing, and for that IS 16700 has given the guidelines that the core temperature will be maximum 70 degree and the thermal gradients will be the 20 degree maximum. So how to maintain the mass concrete temperature control and monitoring, I have made a detailed video, link is there, you can find out, and in the description box you will get the full information. But for the mass concrete also, it is very much extremely important to maintain the placement temperature. Then it is impact the durability. Why? Again, if that placement temperature is more, then there can be chances of generating the cracks, and if the cracks is there or the crystal is not forming as per the requirement or as is to be inside the concrete, so there will be a permeability problem. And if the permeability is more, what is happening? This all the water the chloride, sulfate, carbon dioxide, that are all coming inside the concrete and it will deteriorate the concrete. So this problem is that the durability is become an issue if the early temperature or the placement temperature is more. Then it is the affect the air workability and the compaction. Why? If the temperature is high, the early setting will happen. So it will not get the time to pour the concrete, or it's a pumpable concrete if it cannot be pumped, and you cannot pour, you cannot vibrate because it already started the hydration process due to the high temperature or due to the fresh concrete temperature is high. So it is affecting the workability as well as the compaction. So these are all the detrimental effect of the concrete if the placement temperature is not in between the as per specified code. So what is that we are trying to make it below the 32 degrees centigrade, but it is always advisable to make it 24, 25, 26 in this range, so you will get the right strength and the right durability. So these are all about the why it is important to maintain the placement temperature of concrete. Now how you can maintain, because this is the effect that can happen if you cannot maintain. But what is the remedy, how it can be? The first thing is the low C3S component of the cement. Why? C3 is the mainly responsible for the primary strength in between 0 to 7 days. So if the C3S percentage is less, the heat of hydration will be less, so the temperature will be into the requirement what is. And then use supplementary cementitious material. Nowadays you are all using this fly ash, GGBS, Mercosilica, everything. So what is happening, they are also slow down the process. So when they have slowed down the process, then the heat of hydration generation is also less. So that then what is happening, the concrete temperature is become within the specified range. So not become this core temperature not rise to up to the 70 degree, thermal gradient not in the 20 degree. So these are the things that you need to either use the low C3S, then supplementary cementitious material, that is very much important, and also you need to use ice flakes if it is a hot weather concrete. Now why? See, ice flakes is the things that 1 gram of ice, when it is melt, it's required the latent heat. So 0 degree temperature ice and 0 degree temperature water, which is more beneficial? This 0 degree centigrade ice. Why? Because whenever it melts, it will take the latent heat is 540 kilojoules per gram. So from where they will take, from the mix they will take, and they will reduces the mixing temperature. So it is always advisable to use the ice flakes if the hot weather you are doing the concreting is in the hot weather. The ice flakes is very much important, and also you can use the chilled water, but if you need more, then it will always go for the ice flakes. And also whenever the stockpiles, that is the coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, whenever you are stocking that one, it should be in the shaded area, not direct under the sunlight. What is happening, if it is direct under the sunlight, they will catch the heat from the sunlight. Again, when they will add into the mix, they will release this heat to the mix, and the mix temperature will go down up. And also sometimes if the heat is more, we can sprinkle the water into the coarse aggregate and the fine aggregate, so cool down their temperature. But you need to take precaution whenever you are doing this, because this moisture correction you have to do. And then you can do schedule for the pour. When you can do the concrete pouring, it is very much important, not during a heavy summer or during the hot time, that's the daytime. You can plan in the early morning or in the evening time, so the temperature of the environment also that time cooler down. So that will also impacted your durability or the placement temperature. If the environment temperature is more, automatically the placement temperature will also go high. But if the environment temperature is less, the placement temperature will be the less. So that is why it is also advisable to plan the concrete when the temperature is going down or going below. So maybe in the early morning or in the evening time. So it is advisable, always that one. So these are the control measure you can take to minimize the placement temperature of the concrete. So what I discussed today, what is the effect of placement temperature on the concrete strength and durability, and how you can minimize or how you can maintain the placement temperature during the concreting time. So I hope you find it useful, and please use these all techniques so whenever you are doing concrete into your plan. And I want to know how you can maintain the placement temperature into your projects. Please share below in the comment. I will read in each and every one comments. And if you want to know anything more about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me.